Finding the least common denominator, or LCD, in algebra and arithmetic, by the way, it's not important because you can always reduce the fraction down because it's a number. In algebra, it can be absolutely horrible because you're factoring polynomials. And we know that factoring is unpleasant, or at least can be. So, how do I find the least common denominator? And I just love it. They give you a list. Factor each denominator completely. List the factors of the first denominator. Add to the list in step 2 any factors of the second denominator do not appear in the list. Form a product of each different factor from the list in step 3. This product is the least common denominator. Do you understand what that said? It's perfect, right? We don't need to go any further. You understand it. Just all the word mean. It just is, words are a mess. So this is what they meant. Step 1. Factor the denominator completely. So I want to find the least common denominator between 6x squared and 9x. Variables are easy peasy. Numbers are a pit. So take 6x squared and write it into its prime factors, which is 3 times 2 times x times x. The other one is 9x. Write it into its prime factors, which is 3 times 3 times x. And it says list the factors of the first denominator, which is 3 times 2 times, which is 3 times 2 times x. Okay. And then add anything. Well, this is where things became really complicated. What really are they doing? The least common denominator is a denominator that both of the denominators, or any of them, will divide evenly separately. That means if I'm looking for the LCD, that 9x squared has to divide it, and 9x has to divide it. So 6x squared and 9x both have to divide it evenly. So this is why they say list the factors of the first denominator. If I say 3 times 2 times x times x, that's the first denominator. Does 6x squared divide it? Yes, it's there. That's what 6x squared is. Then what do? You look at the factors of the second denominator. It's 3 times 3 times x. I need a 3. Do I already have a 3? Yes. I need a second 3. Do I have 2 3s? Then I put it in. So I'm building it. I need 1x. Do I have 1x? Yeah. In fact, I've got more than 1x. I've got 2 x's. I have enough. So that if I take a look at this guy right here, that's your LCD, you will find both of these denominators there. There's dem 1. Then if I pull a 3, an x, and a 3, what I've circled in red, that's dem 2. Are both there? Yes. That is the smallest such one that will work. And then if you multiply it out, 9 times 2 is 18. The LCD is 18x squared. You're actually building it. And if you think about it, doing a denominator is like looking at, like my best friend's son just had their first baby. So baby Robbie has now come into the world. And of course we're getting videos of baby Robbie cooing, making noises, laying on his stomach for the first time. I mean, the first babies are kind of like that. But eventually, we'll look at baby Robbie, and we'll look at him and say, oh, he's got Aaron's eyes. Or, oh, he's got Calypso's mouth. So that Robbie is a product of both parents, and you can see both parents in Robbie. And that's what an LCD is. An LCD is going to be a product of both. It's going to be a product of both denominators, and you will be able to see both denominators in the LCD. It's not all one by itself necessarily, or all the other by itself. It's a combination of the two denominators into one denominator. That's what an LCD is.